If you've got a retirement account being traded in stocks, you have to know at all times where you stand, especially after the crash of real estate in 2007, the crash of the markets in 2008 and 9, and what's happening in today's world environment. We were all told to buy stock mutual funds in our retirement, and half of the wealth of the people that done that was wiped out in the previous 2 years. We're living in a paradigm change or swing, and you need to understand, folks, that it's a different world. I like to say that you become a CEO of your bankroll. That means you are fully responsible for all aspects of your holdings under current market conditions and for your retirement. Some of you want to enhance your retirement, and you don't want to be a greeter at Walmart when you're 75 years old. There's nothing wrong with being a greeter at Walmart. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you are forced to do it because you don't have the money, then there's something terribly wrong. I have people that I know that do that because they want to work. They want to be out in front of people, and it supplements their income. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you're put in that position that you have to take a job in your late 60s or 70s and are forced to, that's where there's the tragedy. That's where we must let you know that until you get your debt under control and you start putting money up that goes to work for you, and you learn the word compound interest or compounding, then you are never going to make it long term. That is a 100% absolute. You must take 2 days a month to review the previous month of trades. We like to talk about it on the weekends. I do a weekly review and preview and a weekend report that's done on the weekends. It takes me 4 to 6 hours to do the weekly review and preview in that report. It's not that I want to do it. It's because, guess what? It allows me to be prepared for when the markets open Sunday. I share that with you. It allows you the opportunity to participate and be able to move forward knowing what Forex Joe's thinking. You need to write down 3 areas or more of strength, 3 areas that you strengthen yourself in each month. And more important, 3 areas or more where you need further attention or further work to enhance improvement. There's nothing worse than not addressing weaknesses. You must learn to address weaknesses. That's the only way you're going to turn them into strengths. We don't become an airline pilot tomorrow by just walking in and flying a jet. You don't become a paratrooper by just putting on a parachute and jumping out an airplane. You don't become a truck driver just by getting into a big truck and start driving a rig. You have to have training. No matter what you do on this earth today, if it is a career that pays above minimum wage or above living expenses in today's world, you are trained. You have a mentor, you have a coach. You are trained for a career. So why not grasp that the education that you're trying to gain is going to cost something? Be happy. It's a blessing each and every day that we wake up, and it's a wonderful day. I open the front door, I see the trees, listen to the birds, I see the sun come up. Right now I'm watching as the sun's getting ready to go down. We need to work hard, which we all do, and you need to balance life by getting and walking away for periods of time to charge and reflect accomplishments. Now, shh, be quiet. Don't let any of my family know this, because that last part's kind of tough for me, walking away for periods of time to charge and reflect accomplishments. Even though I've been up here in a summer home in the Midwest, I've been working feverishly putting together Project Tango that's turned into a full-time job in itself, but we will do it. So sometimes you have to sacrifice. Sometimes you might have to sacrifice watching Oprah or watching that sitcom or watching that movie. That's why I love these things where you can tape. I could never sit through and watch a whole football game anymore because of the commercials. I'll tape a football game, and what would normally take 3.5 hours, I can watch it in an hour and a half. It's called being in control of time management. So I want to close with this tonight with a couple of slides. Understand that there's three types of money out there, and we've talked many times about attachment to money and does money control you, and you've heard me say many times that if you leave this earth, you can't take a U-Haul with you. You've come to this earth with nothing. You're going to leave with this earth with nothing attached to you. You can leave a legacy for your family that they will remember you by, but you can't take anything with you. So there are three kinds of money. There's lucky, scared, and educated. Lucky, scared, and educated. Lucky doesn't last too long before it's gone. So that's why I say luck is labor under correct knowledge. You are gaining something that in a career that will allow you to keep money. Scared won't last much longer unless and until it gets an education. Money used to be educated provides a vocation for a lifetime. You are all seeking a career here in trading to change your sense of direction for your life. You need to be applauded. You need to be commended, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I am honored to be your mentor and coach. There's a lot of work to do. There's always curveballs, but as you can see, we've laid this program out. OU Forex Traders, an educational portal of huge success. We have a tremendous amount of successful traders that are teaching and doing their absolute best to make sure that you get quality education during your journey, and that's something that we strive for. The dictionary is the only place that success comes before work. It's the only place. Hard work is the price we must pay for success. Some of you only have an hour or two a night, and you're doing terrific. Some of you have some more time, and you're letting outside interest, family issues, adversity. Here's the beauty of the system. You can walk away, and I call it still going to play the Star-Spangled Banner every day, like at a baseball game or football game. The markets are going to be open every day, 5.5 days a week, starting Sunday night till Friday afternoon, 24/7. And no matter what schedule you keep, you're going to be able to work and be able to prosper. Successful traders do not allow themselves to be sidetracked by their emotions. We can never truly get rid of emotions. It's part of our human makeup. What we can do is control our emotions by being educated and allowing ourselves to have confidence so the emotions don't overcome our self-doubt. You don't obsess about losses, because we all know that controlled losses are part of the game. And we don't get overly excited when a series of trade goes against us. It's the laws of probability. The laws of probability say that if you're going to hit six, and I used to teach this all the time when I was in sports betting. The laws of probability says if you're going to have a 60% winning percentage during the football season, then you're going to have a week where you might hit 80%, and everything you touch turns to gold. And you might have a week where you might only hit 20%, and you couldn't pick a winner with tomorrow's results in the newspaper. It's called the laws of probability. Successful traders never allow themselves to become complacent. They are learning on an ongoing basis. That's what keeps my attention. Every time I think I've got this figured out, they throw me a curveball, and I got to do some more research, and I love it. It keeps my attention. We're not dreamers. We're not entrepreneurs. We set realistic, attainable, and measurable goals. Goal setting 101, folks. We're patient, and we realize that the big money isn't made in the buying and selling. It's made in the waiting. Go back to the gears. And remember what type of trader I am, and remember what type of trader that you want to become, and you must be consistent. I want to thank you for taking time to review this webinar. My name is Forex Joe. We'll return like we do each and every Tuesday night with our next webinar, and I'm rounding third, heading for home. Good night, everybody.